My biggest fear, as you want to stumble into a topic, I got you, Ebro.
Having a kid that's a spoiled brat?
Well, as me and my wife's kid conversations, continue and progress as the
Womb Watch. We got 2 going on right now. Laura Stiles
really,
and Mrs. Rosenberg.
I really think you're early on.
Womb Watch.
Can you not put Womb Watch on Laura? Can we get Wedding Watch first? Can we get?
Thank you.
Can we get Make It to a Year dating first?
Thank you.
Come on, Ebro.
You guys could do that. I'm on Womb Watch. That's for you guys.
Anyways, so I have a lot of fears about my kids being spoiled. Like, not that I'm that rich yet, but I plan on being rich. So I plan on my kids getting to, in theory, live around things that are like I was at Michael K's house the other day. His kids live in a house that's like.
But sometimes you don't even have to be rich. You can just spoil your kid rotten and give them everything.
Hold on, but that's even dumber.
Him,
that's even beyond dumb. I don't even understand the idea of spoiling their kids when you don't even have anything. That happens too.
Well, some people spoil their kids, Rosenberg, out of guilt, like if they're not getting along in a relationship.
Or some people spoil their kids because they know that they're poor and they don't want their kids to feel a certain type of way.
Right. So they want to make them feel better and they compensate. But we know people in our industry, for example, who their kids come to everything. Their kids are at events that are cooler than any adult could hope to get into.
Backstage.
Gets treated like, and I get to the point where I see the kids act like it's nothing.
Well, they don't
have
care
no appreciation
afterwards.
for it.
They can't have appreciation for it. I've always said that.
So is what you want to have as a conversation right now, how, as a parent, is the best way to make sure your kid has an appreciation for the things that you give them?
Like maybe you're from the hood, you're from a rough background, and not that I'm from that, but like you're now doing really well, and you still find a way to make sure your kids are appreciative of what they have. You know what I mean? And they don't like just take it for granted. Because how do you, for example, I didn't get to go sit close at a sporting event or a wrestling show or whatever until I was like 30. So it was like really exciting. Like, wow, I get to sit close now. That's cool. I always think about that. And then I'd see the other people who have their 3-year-old sons just sitting in the first row. I'm like, damn, if you start in the first row, life can only go bad.
Right.
Otherwise, you don't care. You either stay in the first row your whole life and you're a jackwagon, or it goes backwards and you're a crackhead. So what happens?
So wait, where you sit at an entertainment event either determines your level of spoiled versus being a crackhead in your mind.
That's right. What you just said is right, but it's in my mind it makes sense. Sean, you understand what I mean, don't you?
I do.
Because if you start in the front row,
I'm really trying to listen to you. I mean, everybody. I think there's no one right answer.
Well, what do? You're a parent.
Well, you and Ebro, you've been around children, right? And
yes.
it's like you make sure that your daughter is, very well behaved.
For us,
you check her.
yeah.
But you've been around kids that have been spoiled, rotten, and not.
Well, for us, it's
not the best to be
levels. It's
around.
not just the material things, but it's also manners and respectability.
Yes.
Right, and respecting not only humans but also the process of which. Like, Issa already knows what work is and talks about the fact that when she grows up, she wants to work to do certain things because that's what she sees me and her mom and her grandmother and the people around her doing. We out here working. And, I was raised to work. That's how I was raised, and to have an appreciation and respect for it, and to work for what you want. Not everybody's raised like that. I think that that's a bad thing. But I want to take calls and see what other parents do to set standards, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just so
for appreciation
and expectation, right? So because like you were saying, those parents who like, oh, my kids get everything,
or I want to give my kid everything. Why?
What? I told y'all the story about me when we wanted Nintendo so bad. My dad found out the price, said nope.
Turned right back around.
Turned the car around. We screamed and cried, and my parents were okay being like, well, you're gonna scream and cry then, but you're not getting it. And then we got it later, and we were appreciative. We weren't the first kids with Nintendo. We were closer to the last ones, but we were appreciative when we got it.
It already happened in my crib. Issa was talking about money the other day.
What?
She got money for her birthday, and she put it in the piggy bank, right? You put it in there, and to get it out, you got to break the piggy bank. And so she was like, what about your money? To me, she was like, I have money, and I was like, no. I have money. You don't have anything yet.
You explain this to her.
She's 2.5. I have money.
Just 25 cents.
That's that Bill Cosby talk.
And when are you gonna? And that really is gonna go until she's basically fully working.
Yes. Now you have money.
Yeah, when she's 16, if she gets a little job at Foot Locker or whatever, her
That's
thing
your
is,
money.
Now
You
can
win,
save
you work,
that up.
that's your money.
But she could save up little gift money. Somebody gives it to her for her birthday. She
And
want
that's
to buy
still
a
not
little
your
toy.
money.
And she should know, though, it's a good lesson for life. If Ebro wants to walk in and just crack the piggy bank one day and take it, he can. It could happen. Because he pays for everything.
Damn.
How do you do it, parents? Rosenberg wants to know because we got babies planning in here. Some more babies.
No, I didn't say all that. I just
Yeah,
said.
stop being pushy, man.
No, it's not being pushy.
I thought I will say it's
Listen,
one of my
if
biggest
it-
fears, having a rotten child. Oh. I
Listen,
can't
you guys
handle it.
get your mind right. If it's 2 months from now or 2 years from now, the more you talk about it and work through it, the more when it happens,
It's
you're semi-ready. You're never completely ready. Let's keep it 1,000.
1,000. Isn't it funny too? You sit around like, man, what are we gonna do? It's gonna be so hard, blah blah blah. And then you remember that like I know rappers. Like I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm like Chance the Rapper's 22. He figured it out. People figure it out. Shawnee was 7 when he had a baby. 7 years old.
Cash
Figured it
one
out.
go. 97 minutes commercial free. There's things you got to do yourself to practice making sure that you put up goals and certain behavioral things for your kids.
Right,
All
right.
the family has to practice, right? You,
Right.
As mom and dad, you say, look, this is what our plan is, and we're going to practice. For instance, Issa is in the Y stage. We're practicing going, she'll go, Daddy, who is that? Why is that? What is that? To things that she knows the answers to, but doesn't want to actually apply her wisdom, her knowledge to have wisdom. So we'll go, what do you think? You think.
You don't even give her answers. You're saying.
No, think. I've seen you do it before. I know you know what that is. I've seen you
That's
talk about it before.
Strong parenting right there. Getting that brain muscle working. You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
think. And she'll be like, I don't know. And I'll be like, take a guess. Or when you figure it out, you let me know.
Damn, you won't even help her with an answer.
She already knows the answer, though. We've already discussed it several times.
What if she can't remember?
If she comes in the bathroom, I'm shaving my head. Daddy, what are you doing? You've asked me that 1,000 times. What do you think I'm doing?
And then what does she say?
Either she goes shaving your head, or she goes, I don't know. And I'll go, well, when you figure it out, you let me know.
Wow, maybe you're just a bad guy. I can't tell.
It's a fine line, right?
It's a fine line to be really
But you
good
already know the
parent,
answer.
really mean
And we
guy.
know you know the answer.
But shaving your head is almost complicated language for a 2-year-old.
No, she said it before. It's not like things I'm giving her problems that she hasn't solved already.
So she'll
Well, she
say
doesn't-
shaving head.
Her vocabulary is limited, so she doesn't really know how to start a conversation other than what are you doing. So when you shut her down, you're like, what are you doing? Think about it. Get back at
That's
me.
not what I said.
She's like,
I
just
said,
wanted
what do
to
you think
talk.
I'm doing?
I just wanted to talk.
What do you
Come
think
back
I'm
with
doing?
that- Come
maybe
back
she-
with that definition.
Yeah, that's like someone be like, "What's up?" What do you mean? You know what's up? The sky's up.
No. You know what I'm doing. What am I doing?
I know. I think it's good. I think that's good.
What am I doing?
But
Use your
is it good-
brain. Use your brain.
Facts.
Vanessa,
Yes,
you spoil your granddaughter. But Vanessa, wait a minute. How old are you?
I'm in my late 40s.
And you have a granddaughter.
I have a granddaughter and a grandson.
Granddaughter and a grandson. See, it's different for grandparents and spoiling kids. I kind of feel like that's a part of that's almost like a part of the role.
How old are your grandkids?
My granddaughter just turned 8 last Friday, and my grandson is 4.
Damn, how did you react when you became a grandmother? You're in your 40s and you had a granddaughter at 8 years ago. Did that make you feel very old and depressed?
No, it didn't make me feel very old and depressed because I was very young and youthful.
There you go. Well, literally, that's a fact. You're not even just
There
saying
you
that.
go.
You actually were.
Now, let me ask you something. Did you also spoil your kids, and that's why they had kids early?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, I expect certain things. Like with my granddaughter, she excels in school. I mean, it's ridiculous. They even skipped her in kindergarten. This is how smart this little kid is. So she does well in school. And like I was saying, her parents are jerks. Her mother's a jerk, which is my daughter, and her
Wow.
father's a jerk. So
Well, but Vanessa, then that means you're a jerk.
never. I can never be a jerk. How could I be a jerk?
Well, you
when I
raised a
take care of
jerk.
my
You
granddaughter?
raised a jerk.
No, I disagree with that. I think that your parents could do everything that they do for you, and you could still become a jerk.
I mean, this
probably,
is facts.
Yeah, when you spoil them, that's usually what happens.
But you said you spoiled is it your daughter or your son?
No, I have a son and a daughter, and I don't think I spoiled them. I think that I expected certain things throughout life from them, And I tried to give them the most that I could, and they turn out the way they turn out. My son's birthday's coming up in a few days, and he's going on a flight to London. So he's not a jerk. His sister's a jerk.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Vanessa, I think grandparents spoiling their kids is, you know, kind of a part of the role. But it does, you know, we judge on this program. I just want you to know, you can hear the judgment in my voice for sure. You know, I believe that kids that are spoiled do things that, you know, spoiled kids do, like make significant life-changing mistakes.
Well, I agree that children make mistaken mistakes. I think they all do it.
Yeah.
I think that it has to do with the individual.
And as a parent, you try to do your best, and you provide as many goals and as many marks in life as you can for them to achieve high standards. And people make mistakes, like get pregnant at 15.
Well, she didn't get pregnant at 15, but she got pregnant at a young age. I mean, earlier than I would like her to do. But what can you do? Like I said, I take care of my granddaughter. She goes to a great school. She has nice things. But I also teach her to not hold on to all her stuff and give some of the stuff away to, you know, to donate and different things like that. I mean, she's in Girl Scouts. She does things.
So you're doing good. Now you just got to make sure you out here making sure she knows work ethic and that nothing's free.
Oh, absolutely. I make her have chores. She does those.
So that's good.
I work every day.
That's good.
She sees it. My husband owns a gym, and you know, so we're you know trying to raise her the best that we can.
There you
but
go.
I think that sometimes you want to give your children a lot of stuff.
Or grandchildren.
I won't say everything because she doesn't get everything, but you do want to give them a lot of
Vanessa,
stuff.
are you
Something
taking
to
care of
happy.
your grandchildren on behalf of your daughter?
Well, one is from my son, which he's with his parents, and my granddaughter. Like I said, the reason why I do so much and I feel so obligated is because both of her parents are jerks. It's
Are
not
they
because
jerks
I
or
feel
deadbeats? Are they bad
Yeah,
parents?
like are they bad parents?
They're deadbeats and they're jerks.
Wow.
Well, I
Oh,
think you
that's a
need to be
different
more
story.
specific and stop calling them jerks because that leaves open to interpretation.
That just means like they have an attitude.
you
like,
guys need to be honest in your family and be like, yo, y'all are deadbeats. You're not taking care of your kids, and I'm stepping in here.
Do you actually think that discussion hasn't happened?
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
I just want you to have it with us because we thought
yeah,
jerk
because you
meant
said
like,
jerk, it sounds light. Like it
Yeah, it
sounds
just
really
sounds
light.
like someone with a bad attitude. Now that they're
You know,
not present in
deadbeat
their
means that
child's
you don't
life.
take care of your child and grandma has to step in, and now grandma feels like she needs to overcompensate.
Right.
Which is a whole nother issue, which you're going to have to deal with later on. But that doesn't mean the kids are going to turn out bad.
Right.
Keisha in the Bronx.
Yes.
Keisha in the Bronx, you have a system of how you're handling your daughter to make sure she's
Yes.
not spoiled.
Yes.
What is that?
I teach her the same way I was brought up. Like we weren't rewarded for things that are expected of us. Good grades. These kids nowadays, they get report cards, they get A's and B's, they expect something. That's not life. As a child, your only obligation is to do well in school. With those types of rewards, there's no value for hard work. There's no value for money. My daughter's only 10 years old, and she understands that people work as adults. She understands that people need to get education to get good jobs as adults because that's all she's around.
And you don't, and you, as you explained, you don't reward your daughter for things that she's supposed to be doing. That's like my mom would be like, "I'm not paying you to make your bed." Like what?
Absolutely.
You don't get paid to do the What are you talking about?
But I think it's different now because, like someone said earlier, it's a lot of guilt involved with parenting now.
No, I think people have overcompensated for a long time. Like even when I was coming up, there were parents that lived in my neighborhood growing up that would overcompensate and really think that buying nice shoes or
Right.
buying expensive toys or the latest video games would compensate for areas in the family that were problematic or their dad not being around or et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But that's like false. That's kind of like a Band-Aid. You know what I'm saying? You're not really
much.
dealing with the issue.
Right, and those are the children 9 times out of 10 who grow up with no clue about the real world and real life because they've been so sheltered, pampered, and not made to understand that you work for what you want.
There you go. Keisha calling in. Thank you so much out there in the BX. Shawnee, you give your son Asaya nothing.
No, I give him, strict discipline and manners,
Got it.
which we had a strong conversation about yesterday. It's important to say thank you. You're welcome.
Let me ask you something, Shawnee, because my daughter's heavy on the thank yous, your welcomes, and helpfulness. And maybe it's a girl versus a boy thing.
goodbye.
Hello, all that. Hi, neighbor. You know, she sees people on the other. Hi, neighbor. Like she's very.
Wow, she's white.
Yeah, basically. Hi, neighbor. Was your son there, and then as he got older, kind of lost it? Cause I'm like, this is the good. She's 2. She's showing off her skills. When she gets 4 or 5, she gonna turn into something else.
Nah, I mean, he had it a little bit, and it's faded away a little more. He's very apprehensive. He's shy. He just pays attention a lot, and
that's his personality.
That's his personality. So I have to kind of force it on him. It's important you say hello when people say hello to you.
Maybe
They say hello, and he just recognizes it. Like, I see you.
No, you can't do it.
No.
He just gives him a head nod, like,
Yeah, like,
"Aye."
I see you. All right.